This can go one of two ways. Was he a chiropractor or was he a pervert?
I don't know,
It's not
actually.
mutually exclusive. I
Oh,
know
in
many
my experience.
chiropractors that are f***ing pervs.
Yeah, but I
And
should
they're
have.
also f***ing pervs.
And they're obsessed with bones.
Ah.
The blue light is on. You know what that means, guys? We are officially recording.
Live.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Hispanophiles Travel in Spain with only half a brain. This is the podcast run by three idiot foreigners exploring Spain in all its beauty, one episode at a time, aka two giddies, one copper. Silvano, how you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. How are you?
A bit sweaty, but I think that's everyone in the city right now.
Temperatures rising in Spain. Temperatures rising.
It is indeed.
It's getting really hot in the podcast booth.
Speaking of rising, we're here with the shortest member of the panel. How are you, Mistique? You well?
Could be better,
Could be better.
but there's always potential to thrive in life, you know, and see the positive side.
Some are very optimistic, but also nihilistic at the same time.
Yeah.
Hey, if anyone can,
As
Mistique.
long as it ends with istic.
What's new, guys?
Well, I've been dying actually to tell you for a long time now that I've been harassed
Oh.
over and over again by random people here in Barcelona. Two of these things are the same insult from different people at the metro, okay? I just started this keto diet that's supposed to make me lose some weight. The point is to get your body into ketosis, so it means it will burn your fat instead of the carbs that you eat. So I was going home from work. I take the metro, minding my own business. It was crowded. Then someone pokes my arm and she says, this is an Asian woman, I would say 40-ish years. And she's like saying something in Spanish. I don't know Spanish. She points to her chair saying like, want to sit? And then I'm like, you already
I
know.
where this is going, but okay.
I already know. And then I say, my first reaction is like, yeah, oh, of course I want to sit. So chill, you know, to sit. Then I'm like smiling and like nodding yeah in an awkward way because why you can sit, I don't have to sit. And then she's like pointing towards her belly, forming a round shape on her belly. And I...
Outrageous.
Outrageous! Have you not heard about 30 plus women having some body fat?
Apparently she has not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mean.
So
She
mean.
should
But the thing
definitely
is, I
subscribe to this podcast.
panicked because I was like, who is watching us now? This is so awkward. I have two choices. I can accept. I can decline. Third choice, I can hit her.
Go on.
I
And you chose-
regretted my choice. It was to decline. Because I tried to like make the situation calm, being very
So travel to
offended.
Spain with half a brain, but not with a lot of body fat, because they will harass you in the metro.
They will harass you. And then people have said, no, you know, they don't know. A little bump and they think you're pregnant, they will get up for you. Anyway, my friend tried to calm me down. I was like,
Okay.
no, you know what? I think you should never say that to anyone unless they have a huge bump.
I absolutely agree.
My
Okay.
friends normally say if you start with a little bump, you might as well have a lot of big bumps.
Yeah, I should just make it bigger. 4 days after, I'm again taking the metro.
Same story, but then with a European woman. And the story
with an
after was
older
with an
woman.
Asian woman, and then with an African woman. There's a trend going on.
Yeah, this was an older woman. She was sitting. She was not getting up for me, but she was pointing to a seat that became available. And I was like, no, thank you. And I felt like she was looking at me, looking down on my stomach. I don't know for sure, but I think so. So I became so
Conscious? Yeah.
so sad, and I felt patronized.
And that's a great bridge to all the mountains in Spain, ladies and gentlemen.
we'll come to that.
Lucky the mountains are small and humble, so you don't confuse them with mountains.
Oh,
You know that's a Shakira lyric? Okay, last quick one. I went for a run. This was in between both of them, these incidents. I was stopped by a Latino man He asked me for some directions. I told him in Spanish, my bad Spanish. Then he said, you have very negative energy in your neck, he said to me.
Okay.
And I said,
Specifically your neck.
yes, very much so, in my neck. And then I said, okay. And he said, if I can help you with that. No cost involved. You don't have to do anything.
This can go one of two ways. Was he a chiropractor or was he a pervert?
I don't know,
It's not
actually.
mutually exclusive. I
Oh,
know
in
many
my
many
experience.
chiropractors that are f***ing pervs.
Yeah, but I
And
should
they're
have.
also f***ing pervs.
And they're obsessed with bones.
Ah.
Very good.
Yeah, so,
So that's
people
what-
in Barcelona are harassing me, and I don't want to live here anymore.
No, don't say that.
No, but you can always
You're
move
part of the
to...
best travel podcast in the entire world.
Yeah.
You don't want to leave that, no? And for
Peop-
what it's worth, ladies and gents, Mistique is looking fantastic right now.
Yes.
Aw.
Got that big smile back on her face, you know.
100%,
There we go,
yeah.
glowing with good positive energy. From the neck, not so
Don't
much.
say
but the rest of her-
glowing. Don't say glowing because she might interpret it as she's pregnant.
And that's why she's got
Exactly.
that's why she's got the beer in front of us
Exactly.
now, you know, just to demonstrate it.
You know that nowadays it's like people ask each other like Netflix and chill.
Go on.
Do you think that before there's all the Netflix and all that Spanish people would invite each other like, hey, you want to have a siesta and chill? Like, you want to have siesta together? Which comes to my first question. Siesta, yes or no? We are all not native Spanish. We are all also not really used to taking siestas. I've been living in Spain for a while, and I'm quite, without being denigrating, quite a lazy person myself. I like to take my naps, so I'm gonna go siesta, yes. But you're from Norway, and I think that people in Norway really frown upon siestas in their home country, obviously. But what are your thoughts on siestas here?
Well, in Norway, I would say we have very long coffee breaks. You know, we go around, walk around 1 hour.
All right, well,
No, okay, no.
well, being slow, that's already a good
Okay,
thing. But
okay.
now you live in
Siesta.
Spain. Do you take siestas if you have a chance?
I'm trying to think. No, not during the day.
But that's the whole. That's the okay. Maybe we
I
should
mean,
explain.
I
Sorry, listeners.
I slept
know
at
you.
my work once the whole night, and I woke up there and I started my job.
But what do you mean the whole night?
Not technically a siesta.
No. No, so let's say it's a Saturday, right? You wake up early, you do groceries, you do whatever you want to do, whatever you have to do. Then the afternoon comes and you see the shops closing, like the cigarette shops closing, the grocery stores closing. Obviously, the big supermarkets are open. Everyone who is native Spanish, they need and they want and they love their siesta. Now, you as a Norwegian person, do you want and do you take a siesta, or what do you do in the meantime, siesta time?
You mean here or in Norway?
In your
Here.
life now, yeah.
In your life now, yeah.
I have been walking to the university park sometimes when slept on the bench for 30 plus minutes.
So is that first of all, is that a yes to siesta?
No, this was a one-time thing.
In general?
Sometimes, some days, I do close my eyes in the sofa inside the office building.
James, I really
No
do
one
feel that
takes-
you have to explain
No
what
one
a
takes
siesta
siesta.
is.
No
Okay,
one
okay.
takes a siesta.
Can I make my contribution?
Yes.
So, siesta number one, yeah, if I'm having it, I'm taking it.
But can you please explain to the people, especially to Mistique here, what a siesta is?
Essentially, a siesta is a Spanish concept that it's an interruption to your working day, often also during the week, not just weekends, in which you take essentially a short nap, post-lunch, maybe 2-3 o'clock, to revitalise, get some energy back, you know, digest, that sort of thing, before you, boom, jump up back on the grind once again. So it's a short workday sleep at about 2-3 p.m.
And where would you do this if you have a normal office?
In your bed.
job?
Well,
yeah, but
yes,
I don't work from
but
home.
I can give you some more context.
Yes.
So, when I first went to Spain, as we discussed in episode 1, go take a listen if you haven't already, please, listeners. I worked
Like
in
and subscribe.
a small company in rural south of Spain. And my working hours in that company were 9 to 1 and then 5 to 8 p.m. So I had a 4-hour lunch in which to just go and, I guess, be Spanish, you know. So obviously being a 21-year-old Brit, not entirely sure what to do, you know.
You got drunk.
Sometimes I would go for a jog, sometimes I would go give English classes, sometimes I would have a we'll be honest, but it's, you
The
know,
pot
I knew it
noodle.
was coming.
they use it, you know, they lock up the office, have a quick cigarette on the way home, get home with a family, kids also come back from school at that time, big ass meal, couple hours, you know, then put the TV on, have a snooze on the sofa,
Ooh, snooze is actually Norwegian tobacco.
No,
pudding up here.
snooze is a British word for
I know,
sleeping.
I know.
Okay,
It's also on my phone.
you're pulling my leg there. Thank you very
On
much.
your Swedish Nokia.
And then they'll go back to work at 5 p.m. in my case. So that's the concept of siesta.
All right, so now you have the concept. So now again the question: do you sometimes take what James just explained perfectly? Do you sometimes take a siesta in Spain?
First of all, I don't know anyone here that has the opportunity to take one unless they have
Even in the weekend. Even in the
office at
weekend.
home.
But even in the weekend.
Yeah. If I go out, for example, I will have a siesta, if you want to call it that. No, my office is office work. I can go out, find a random bench and sleep there. That would be a siesta for
But
me.
in
So
the
no,
weekend,
I don't take
so
it.
between 1 and 5 in the afternoon in the weekend, do you take a nap?
No,
Okay, that
nothing
was the question I
ritual.
was asking. Do you take a nap
We got
between
there,
1 and 5?
Silvana, we got
Yes.
our answer. Bloody
Why
hell.
do you got the
It
answer?
took
No
us a
one
while.
does it.
So-
No one has this ritual here
This is-
anymore. This is like rural times, no?
No,
Or
but this
south.
is the siesta bit. So James, do you do siestas?
During the working week, of course not, but on the weekend, I often need a little half an hour.
As
yeah.
you lived in Andalusia,
Yes, and I'll add some more context. It is more common if you are working, for example, if you are un obrero, like a construction worker, or working in the building site. These people, because it gets so hot in the southern half of Spain, they are given, for example, 2 to 5 o'clock time to get out of the sun, because it's very difficult otherwise. So in these industries, it's still very common to have what you might call a break. They won't necessarily go home to sleep, but I think they'd still describe that as a siesta. But again, now with air conditioning, with Spain being more integrated economically with the rest of the world, the concept is kind of dying out in office spaces,
Because
as
it-
you have described so beautifully. Mistique.
because
Thank you.
historically it comes especially from the south of Spain. During the day it was way too hot to be working, to be doing anything. You go home, you close all of your windows and everything, make it as cool as possible, then you relax until around 5 o'clock. The temperature goes a little bit down and everyone comes back to life again. So
Yeah.
your grocery store, your tobacco shop, they will all be just not because they want to rest or because they're lazy. It's just because the temperature wouldn't allow you to function normally. No one's on the streets. Why would you open your shop? And that's why. And I personally like that a lot because I am a really lazy person. So I really tapped into that. The first thing that I did when I moved to Spain, the first thing I wanted to do in Spain, it was not to eat
Sleep.
pulpo. It was not to have a caña. The first thing I wanted to do was nap in the afternoon.
Aw, like a proper Spaniard.
That's it, and that's why I was asking, because I got so used to it. Obviously, I have an office job now as well, so I cannot do it.
But do you have home office?
Yes.
I would siesta all the time.
Yeah, but okay, but then when I asked you, do you do siesta? We got this whole thing like I don't know. and
Yeah, because
I fell asleep on
obviously
a
I
bench
don't.
one day in the park.
No, obviously I don't. But if these are my
No, but-
siesta experiences,
Yeah,
if
but
you
then
want to
in
call
the,
it.
But then in the weekend you can do it every Saturday and every
I can
Sunday.
do it whenever I want in the weekends. You can
No,
call
you
it
can
siesta.
only do it between 1 and 5.
Okay, then sometimes I do it, sometimes
Yeah,
not.
yeah, I siesta every day because I go to bed at 11 p.m. and I wake up at 7, and that's what's called a siesta, right?
I siested for 9 hours last night. It
Yeah,
was
I
fantastic. Goodness
siested-
gracious me.
I always sleep for 9 hours.
The moment I walk into the office, I'm like, hey, how did you siesta? I siesta really well, yeah. You want some coffee? Love some coffee.
This is old school. Like, yeah, for sure it's the theme. The only thing siesta that I feel around here in Barcelona is when the restaurants close. I don't feel like it's really present here in people's cultural life.
Oh, it is definitely true because I'm a smoker and I can't buy cigarettes between 2 and 5
Yeah.
because the guy is closed.
Yeah, but for sure, this is the only thing I notice about siesta here.
Okay.
Later on, we will go to other places, and then you'll see, especially in the south of Spain, when I went to a small village next to Malaga, literally I could not buy even a bottle of water, nothing. The only place that was open was a kebab shop.
Yeah.
So that was my little question about siestas, guys.
I like it.
Um,
I think we've maybe got a full episode out of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know.
It was
Or
going
we
to
do,
be
we do
an
another
episode.
episode, the siesta special.
no, but I have several of these small cultural
10 things you never knew about siestas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
This,
then I
this
want
has
to.
been on your mind.
Yeah, but there's several small things that I want to talk to you about that are apparently not so small, because we come from 3 different cultures and 3 different countries.
Yeah.
I thought a siesta is something new for me. James lived in Andalusia, so for him it was very familiar. And we just found out that you thought siesta could also be a night's sleep. So yeah, loving this.
A drunken falling apart.
Yeah, yeah.
Another difference, I just want to say. Here, okay, you can buy wine everywhere. In Norway, we have the monopoly of wine. Yes, it's
Okay,
the only
go
place.
back to start. Or if you three times dice double, then you need to go to prison. Wine monopoly. You do not get to drink.
Oh. The best, I think the best property is Chardonnay Fair.
Yeah. Oh.
That's my
yeah.
contribution. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I'm gonna show you the opening hours for wine and liquor in Norway. It's from
Liquor? I don't even know her.
yeah, 8.
That's not going in.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going in. Yes.
Okay, opening hours are 8 till 6. So after 6, you can't go and get wine. You can't go and get liquor.
For the listeners, we are sitting in the comedy clubhouse in the heart of Barcelona, and people that walk by think that we are super interesting. And we were just talking about like the opening times to buy wine in Norway. They should have known when they looked at me like, oh, these guys are so interesting. And I'm thinking like, well, I was just having a half-hour rant about Siesta. You have no idea how uninteresting this is.
Well, maybe
But
they will enjoy listening now that they see our faces.
Siesta and chill.
What kind of voice do they have?
Like that.
The cool people in there.
I don't know, but I do know that
they'll
I
find
have
out soon.
several other topics that I would love to discuss with you guys, the same as the siesta. But we're going to follow James's line and continue and carry on before we go back after this commercial break.
So, you've seen the title, guys.
Si.
Here to ask the question: what is Spain geographically? You ready, guys?
Yes, the nice thing that I like about Spain is that it's shaped like a boot, and then it kind of kicks a little ball. That's how I like Spain to be geographically. It looks really good.
Close. You know.
Boot? Isn't that Italy?
No.
I think it is, yeah?
Nah, it's Spain.
Was this one of your jokes?
No, it's my testing of your knowledge after the whole siesta thing. I wasn't sure if you knew what Spain looked like.
Oh, so you're trying to make me look like the dumb one when I am the smart one.
Apparently you are the smart one. I'm not trying to make you look like anything, but you are the winner here, ladies and gentlemen. The
No.
boot has been put up my ass.
Mystique. Silva was just roaming around the street one day, but then his joke caught you by the Naples, so there we go.
Oh.
Let's start with the beautiful quote by Jeremy Black, author, describes Spain as a subcontinent pretending to be a country. That's right.
Subcontinents,
Indeed.
because it's so huge.
I think he was mean because the
It's on the bottom, right?
Yeah, the geography to Spain is so specific. And it is also very conveniently tucked away from the rest of what people would describe as nowadays as Europe.
Does it
or Western
kind of look
Europe,
like a little bit
by
of
a natural border, which we'll come to in a second. Does it look like a boot?
No, does it
Not one
look
of
a little
mine.
bit like a ball like hanging out of the rest of Europe?
No, a subcontinent pretends to be a country. Also because Spain geographically is a little bit isolated from the rest of Europe.
Portugal in that.
First point I wanted to discuss. Let's talk about which countries Spain has a formal sovereign border with, guys.
France.
France. Bing, 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 straight away. Mystique coming with a hard-hitting answer. Sylv, can you top that one?
I know there's water in between, but I do want to say Morocco.
Morocco. Technically, he is correct. How could that be? How could that be?
Yeah.
We will get to it. We'll also discuss which body of water lies between Spain and Morocco very shortly. Mystique, do you have a response to Morocco?
Andorra.
Andorra. She nailed it. I'm looking for one more answer.
Can I
Sylv,
say the
you give me-
UK?
You can say the UK. He's done his research, guys.
Gibraltar!
But however,
Because there's so many English people here.
Not
it's
that
annoying.
Have you heard
Again,
of
They're
Gibraltar?
taking over the
we'll
whole
get to the
country.
enclaves in a second. That was an enclave.
Ah,
Silva's done his research.
Is that an
However,
enclave?
Mystique can still take the full 3 points here if she gets the final country with which Spain has a border. Mystique, what is that country?
10 points goes to Portugal.
Oh, she smashed it out of the park, lads. High five. Let's catch up on the mic. That will do. That was pathetic, but that will have to do.
So bad.
You are correct, guys. Spain currently has borders with 5 formal sovereign nation states. Had a lot more in its imperial past, but we are currently down to 5. That is France, Andorra, the UK, Portugal, and Morocco. How, you ask, does it have a border with Morocco? That is because Spain is the only European nation state to this day that still holds possessions on the African continent. And those are, do we know? the names.
But you mean possessions as an actual physical...
Territories.
Oh, territories.
Units of land, yeah.
Ah, crap! I know where they take the boat and then they arrive at the place at the
Correct.
boat. What's the name? All my friends from Morocco will kill me right now.
No.
Tetuan, no, you're
No.
looking for Tetuan. No, that's the square where you live nearby. No.
Not teats, but thank you for that contribution as well.
Thank you so
Tits? No, wasn't that.
Is this the time for you to tell about the Shakira reference? Yeah.
Go on, this is the moment.
This is
Let's
the
throw it
moment.
in.
Lucky that my tits are small and humble, so you don't confuse them with mountains.
Don't forget to like and subscribe,
Yes.
guys.
Yes.
See you
Two
soon for episode
mountains.
3.
Shakira, everyone.
Also, not in Morocco because then you might get punished. Anyway, James, take it away.
Those territories are Ceuta and Melilla. I think the larger one is Melilla with a population of about 100,000 people. Ceuta about half that, I think. Those are just on the northern maritime coast of Morocco, and they come from Spain's long history of war with Morocco, former territory of Spain, of course, and it retains these two particular, you'd call them, enclaves, bits of land, which they guard very heavily with very strong border controls, actually inside Morocco. There's a contention
Does
to
this
say-
have something to do with La Linea, which is a spot where a lot of the Moroccan hash gets distributed to Spain?
Not my area of expertise, I'll be frank, but you might be right once again, Sylv.
All right, well, this has to go
Your
back into
expertise.
follow-up because I know La Linea, and forgive me, do not know the rest of the name. That's where the Moroccan hash
La
gets...
Línea de la Concepción?
Exacto.
Okay,
Yes.
right.
And I love Conception myself. Go on. But that's also...
That's a beautiful segue into the final enclave we'll discuss that's relevant to Spain, and it is where Spain has its formal border with the United Kingdom. So La Línea de la Concepción falls on one side of this border. On the other side of the border is...
Drawing a blank.
You've already mentioned it.
Portugal.
No, not that one. The UK territory.
Oh, Gibraltar.
Gibraltar, there we go. So
Oh, is it English territory?
it's, yes, nice attempt.
Little,
We'll get you there one day, Mystique.
little sidestep. La Línea de la Concepción, right? Okay, so perfect pronunciation because you lived in Andalusia. My pronunciation was, if I may say so myself, not too bad. Mystique, can we ask you to
Yes.
pronounce La Línea de la Concepción?
La línea de la Concepción.
Not bad at all.
good.
Not bad at all.
I like that.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I had a little pause
Shakira will
there.
be proud.
Yeah. Ah.
Carry on, James. Carry on. Take it away.
Yes, of course, Spain's relationship with Gibraltar is quite a complicated one. I'm not entirely sure. I think since the 1700s, it's been formerly a British possession consecutively, without break. And we can do a whole episode on Gibraltar if we'd like. It's a very interesting one.
But also-
I don't know all the facts.
But when you say without break, that's really, really impressive because I couldn't even get through recording one full episode of a podcast without a break. So
Yeah, you're right. That's how strong the British are.
Who
You know, we
knows?
hold on
Who
to our
knows?
possessions, you know. We're not giving them up.
Maybe it would be an idea to go there as a field trip for the podcast. I'm just
I'm
saying.
down.
I would want to do that next year. Let's do
do it.
great. Continue, James.
I was going to say, can we bring Shakira? But maybe that's...
Now come on.
We've already got Shakira, it would seem. So, yeah, that sums up Spain's borders very, very well, I think. Let's talk about
I mean,
inside
I just
the
have
country. At this, go on.
one question. Can you go there and visit these? You said it was highly
Ceuta, Melilla,
military,
yeah,
like.
you can do. Yeah, it's easier to cross. For example, from Malaga, there are boats to Ceuta and Melilla. Not too expensive. A friend I used to know in Seville was from Ceuta, so she would tell me you can get the boat quite easily, a couple of days.
Okay.
So it's possible.
And you can walk around. Is it nature reserve kind of place, or what kind of place
No,
is it?
it's a relatively dusty bit of coastline off Morocco that has a port and a church, and there's not too much there to see. Unfortunately, if anybody's from Ceuta, Melilla, and would like to argue with us, pop a comment in the comment section, and we'll get back to you, I guess. But I don't know. Gibraltar, famous of course for three things. Its peculiar accent, which is a combination of Arabic, English, and Andalusian Spanish.
Wow.
Monkeys, the only place on the European continent where monkeys
Yes,
live naturally.
exactly.
Not apes, but monkeys. And the big old rock as well. That's a mountain, so give us one more Shakira, please.
Look at the mountains are small and humble, so we don't confuse them with mountains.
There we go, that's what I wanted to hear. Moving on. Guys, Population, size of Spain. What are we talking? How many people do you believe live in this beautiful country?
Let me first of all start by stating that it's not about the size, okay? So I would say, how many people live in Spain?
Go on.
Many. But I didn't do my research, so I'm gonna gamble because I'm Dutch. So 17 million in the Netherlands. I'd say Spain is like maybe, well, like 15 times as big. And my math kind of sucks. So I would be like, okay, 75 million Spanish in Spain.
75 million Spanish. It's not a bad guess. I'd like Mistique to give it a go.
What if I just cheated a bit?
Give you the number. If you cheated and it's wrong, you're going to look like a twat.
47.
Yes. Very good. Okay. I don't think I'm going to give a point to Mystique there, but 47 million people living on a plot of land that is 194,980 square miles in size. That's 505,000 square kilometers, making it the third largest country in Europe. After,
France,
correct, that's number 2, and number 1.
Germany.
No, but Spain is larger than Germany in terms of geographical space.
Or are we talking about Russia?
I do not include Russia in Europe. Neither do I include
Turkey?
Turkey. Nope, it's
No.
the other really big one, which is in the news quite a lot at the moment.
I'm just thinking about Titanic.
Don't think about the Titanic. That won't help you here. Ukraine, very good. Ukraine.
Oh, Ukraine.
Okay, we're getting there, guys. And of course,
Now we sound like
We are
for yourself.
when you have half a brain, how can you?
travel to Spain.
Yes.
We are doing it. All right.
Very good. And we're going to continue that travel with some of the cities. Guys, it's now down to a shooter. I'd like you to give me Spain's 10 largest cities. And again, I will actually
Yes.
buy a beer for the person who gets most here. So we're going to go with... You cheated, so we're going to go with Sil first, I think, actually.
Oh, well, let me start with Madrid.
Yeah, that's 1.
Seville.
Mystique. Seville, very good, that's 2.
Seville.
I'm going Malaga.
Malaga, very good.
I'm going Granada.
Nope!
Oh,
you missed one.
Me.
I'm going to say
Yeah.
Barcelona.
Of course.
He's
That's
there, he's
obvious.
there with the number 2.
Yeah, you lost, so what's so obvious?
Where are we? Oh, sorry.
You looking at my list?
We had 5. We
cheating
had 5. You
sod.
cheated,
Wait.
little
Yes, we have found 4 so far.
What about Bilbao?
Bilbao is on, then Mystique gets a point.
That was going to be my next shout. I'm going to hit Valencia.
Oh, he cracked
That was
strong.
my next one.
I know. Stop cursing, okay?
I will say
Gibraltar.
Gibraltar is not in Spain. We discussed this about
Just
5 minutes ago,
discussed
but
this.
good to hear that you're listening, guys.
Oh, sorry,
Wait,
guys.
a
I
minute.
mean, this is Mistique.
Good to hear that
making
you're listening, Mystiques.
2 fucking mistakes on a goddamn row.
You've got 4 more to get at the top 10. One of them is a bit obscure, so you'll struggle with that one.
It's something about.
But I'll
It's
give,
not
I'll
so.
I'll give you 2 goes each.
It's still north.
Silver's next, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, this is a little bit of a stretch because obviously my knowledge is not that big, but I want to say San Sebastian.
Not on the list. I'm sorry.
Last one.
It's a good guess.
Then I say one of the islands.
You're going to have to give me a name of a city, but
Oh,
one of them is on. That's the obscure one.
I got the obscure one.
Now I can't remember it.
It's one out of 2. I know one out of 2.
language.
Wait.
Pardon.
Oh, yeah.
I know one out of 2. Hey, no, don't look at each other and whisper in each other's
yeah,
headphones.
wait.
You
Need
think,
an
you think
headphone.
I'm trying to let her win here? She's looking at my answers and she can't
No,
get it
I
right.
didn't see anything on there. What is it called where my mom just went?
Prison.
Brothel.
No. Wait. Oh, I don't remember.
I'm going to time you out. Okay.
Okay, Ibiza. I know it's
Ibiza,
not-
a city.
no,
I'm sorry.
I know.
If Silv gets one of the final 4.
I
He
know.
wins.
I'm going La Palmas.
Oh, he nailed it. That was the obscure one. 2 points to Silv straight away.
Oh.
I'm buying him a beer. Well done, sir. Fantastic. The other 3, if you're wondering, Zaragoza.
Yes.
Okay.
Inland,
That's
not
the
far
one.
away.
That's the one I was
the,
thinking
That's
about.
where the prison that your mother
Oh,
went to
yep.
is. Murcia,
Murcia, of
Yep.
course, man.
and then Valladolid.
Okay, but I have to say
Say
though,
it again, that one.
Valladolid.
I have to say,
Valladolid.
many Spanish people say that the most beautiful
Valladolid.
women in Spain come from Murcia. That being said, many other people in Spain say that the most crazy people in Spain come from Murcia. So does that align? The most crazy and the most beautiful, same city, coincidence? I think not.
Sounds like we've got a second
have-
place to visit on our road trip, doesn't it, guys? Murcia. If I can jump in with one anecdote, it is Murcia related. I went not too long ago. It was when I just finished my dieting. So through the night I was travelling, and it was the next day I could drink again. So of course, after 3 months of not drinking, I wanted a drink. I got to Murcia bus station, a town of, I don't know, a couple 100,000 people, with a small provincial bus station. Inside there were 3 open bars serving alcohol at 5 a.m. Who the hell is going drinking that much in Murcia at the bus station
That's what I said.
have so much
most
supply?
crazy and most beautiful
No.
women in Spain.
No, it just tells you you're drunk all the time. Everyone is beautiful.
No, I haven't been there. I just heard this from Spanish people.
But my point being, you go to the bus station in Barcelona, Madrid, you don't have a bar open, but Murcia has 3. Why? So we've discussed cities, we've discussed borders, and we mentioned Spain's relation to Morocco, between which lies a body of water, shall we say.
And a lot of
Guys,
hashish.
And a lot of hashish as well. Talk to me about the oceans, the seas that surround Spain. What do you guys know?
Atlantic.
Correct, yeah? Well, tell me, where is the Atlantic relative to Spain? Do you know?
Left.
Okay.
The listeners
shall
do
I do-
not
shall
know
I do this
which way you're looking, Mystique.
West Coast.
The listeners do not know which way you're looking.
Shall I do this bit?
And we also know that she's more into mountains than into the seas and the oceans.
Go on, one more time.
Look at them, are small and humble, so you don't confuse them with mountains.
Spain,
Feel
located in the southwest of Europe, sticks awkwardly into the Atlantic Ocean. It shares the territory on the Iberian Peninsula with Portugal, of course, as we've discussed. Therefore, Portugal, sat at the end, is the one people most associate with the Atlantic. It's very good for surfing, and of course, sardines coming from Atlantic, amongst other things, are served in Portugal. But Spain, I believe, has a larger Atlantic coast, because the northern coast of Spain sticks out into the Atlantic. Very deep waters there, very good for fishing. Therefore, sardines and cod, in particular, are some delicacies from
And
the north of
surfing
Spain.
as well.
Surfing as well. In which city?
San Sebastian.
My boy knows his stuff. San Sebastian, yeah, it's in the middle of the Bay of Biscay. That is, I believe, where the Battle of Trafalgar took place between Britain and Spain.
Is that where Trafalgar Square comes from?
Indeed.
Cool.
There we go. The south of
That's
Spain,
weird.
you've got a very small border with the Atlantic in Andalusia. That is effectively Huelva, Sevilla, and Cadiz province. But then, where Gibraltar points directly at Morocco, and you can see, if you go high enough in the mountains above Ronda, you can see Spain, you can see the UK because of Gibraltar, and you can see Morocco in the distance. So you can see 3 countries in one, and I've done it. Very beautiful. So, but from there, if you go east, that's where the Mediterranean starts. Probably the body of water people most closely associate with Spain. All right, moving on. We've discussed water, we've discussed oceans. Let's now talk physical features inside Spain. Yes, mountains and rivers. Guys, what can you name? Mountain ranges. Start there.
Pyrenees.
The Pyrenees, very good. And what can you tell me about the Pyrenees?
They're not so far from Barcelona. They provide winter skiing. They provide beautiful sunsets with balloon trips.
It's
if you
also
want that.
between France and Spain. That's what James was trying to refer at.
No, the skiing reference was what I wanted to hear as well. It's a good piece of knowledge. Quite possibly.
And also it's also a mountain, so I don't know if this is
Look at them, my breasts are small and humble,
Self.
so don't confuse them with mountains.
But we'll continue with the Pyrenees, before we look at the others. It is a severe land border, and a very natural one, between France and Spain, as you pointed out. Over the course of Spanish history, various empires, various series of invasions mean that border has shifted. We're talking Napoleon, we're talking the Moors, we're talking Romans. So it's not been a permanent border between France and Spain for all that time, but probably since Napoleonic Wars, it has been the marker of the border between Spain and its larger neighbour, France. Travel within the Pyrenees has always been very difficult, and that's one of the reasons why it's such a natural border. Nowadays there are a few tunnels for you to drive through, but previously you'd have to traverse the mountains by foot, which was very difficult, most notably in the winter, or you do it close to either Girona and Figueres here in Catalonia, or by San Sebastian in Irún in the Basque Country. It's difficult because, believe it or not, the Pyrenees rise at their highest to 3,400 metres, or 11,000 feet. So a third of the height of regular plane travel. That is the Pyrenees, and they are also permanently snowy, even in summer. And nestled right in the centre, as you mentioned, is the Principality of...
Huh?
And nestled right in the middle of the Pyrenees between France and Spain is the Principality of... Name a country.
Andorra.
There
come
we go.
on,
Thank you,
Mistique.
Sylv.
Yeah, I was giving her the chance to say, huh? And she fucking nailed it. You kept saying Andorra all the time when you were not supposed to say Andorra, and then you had the chance to say Andorra, and then you were like,
Andorra. No, I didn't understand your language, I think.
Then we're not doing a good job so far on the podcast, but
No,
hopefully you
I'm
guys,
not
listeners,
English.
are doing a better job. Other major mountain ranges in Spain, apart from the
major
Pyrenees?
mountain ranges.
We'll move past that. I know what you're trying to do, Sil, but the Sierra Nevada in Andalusia, this is mostly found inside the province of Granada. Also, even though you can practically see Africa, permanently snowy peaks, and you can ski and snowboard as well.
That'll be fun, skateboarding.
I've done it. I absolutely love it. The Picos de Europa and the Cantabrian Mountains, these are a much shorter but incredibly beautiful mountain range in the north of Spain, around just at the south of Asturias, and the
Nice.
Cantabria as well.
Is it the name? The name is Cantabria?
The Picos de Europa is a very small chain in Asturias, and the Cantabrian Mountains kind of joins onto that to the east of the Picos de Europa. Fun fact about this place, it is I believe the only place in Western Europe where there are still native bears.
Oh, cool.
Believe it or not,
What
Spain
kind of bears?
does have bears. The breed is called the Cantabrian Brown.
Oh,
But Cantabria is also a place in Italy, am I correct?
You're thinking of Calabria.
Ah, okay, I'm
Calabria,
mistaken.
yeah.
Yeah, because you
in the
were
south.
also talking about sardines, and I was thinking Sardinia. I think there are a lot of correlations here that might have a lot to do with the history that we might touch base on at some point later on. Yeah.
We'll do it.
Nice. We were still talking about mountains,
Go on.
and I know that a volcano is not a mountain, and there are not many. But I did want to touch on volcano/volcanoes if
Let's do
there
it.
is a topic there.
What do you know?
Well, I've been to Tenerife, like I think 4 times, and I drove all the way up to Teide, which is the highest volcano in Europe, in Tenerife, which is one of the islands of Spain. And I liked it a lot. It's really nice,
Beautiful.
and it's so different than anything else because it's basically like a moon landscape, kinda in a way. And also all the beaches, many of the beaches in Tenerife are black beaches instead of black sand, instead of like golden brown sand, because of all the ashes contaminating the sand. So you're basically laying on a black beach in Spain, in Tenerife in this case.
Nice.
So that's nice, but when you go for a swim, you come out of the water normally, and then the other place like, oh, there's some brown sand on me. But this is like really, really black. So the moment you get out of the water, like your whole skin is black because it's all ashed up sand. And for me, it's really
cool.
it was such a mind-blowing thing that the beaches are black, and then the water is crystal clear blue, and then the contrast was insane. And then coming out of the water, it's like, okay, this is also Spain.
But what is the black? Is it ash mixed with something or sand? Or what is it?
Ash and sand mixed, yeah.
Oh.
Because there's so much ash coming from the volcano
All
whenever
the
it
time,
erupted.
or it's like in the stone? kind of?
It's all intertwined, yeah. And I wanted to really talk about this because that really surprised me a lot. Because everyone that I know and from where I'm from is like, oh, Spain, nice beaches, nice sea, and you sit there. There's a chiringuito, which is like a beach bar, and then you have your parasols, which are like your umbrellas to cover you from the sun, and then you have like a super black beach, super black, and that was yeah, I don't know.
I haven't been there, but I've seen pictures from it. It's on my list.
It should
Field
be.
trip.
Field trip. No, you've
was-
been there. Should be somewhere we haven't been.
Can you name all the islands, guys?
I can name a few, yeah, but I'm wondering how many Mistique can, and I think I can fill up the rest.
I've made a conscious choice to stay out of the Canary Islands because everyone goes there for a vacation. I always thought I don't want to go where all the
But
tourists
can you
Respect
name
that.
the islands?
Canary Islands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right.
Oh, I know none of them.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe if you tell me, I would.
All right.
have
Let me
heard about
start. Piggyback on what I said on Teide before. Tenerife,
Very good.
it. Ah.
Gran Canaria,
Ah. Oh yeah.
Lanzarote,
Okay, I didn't actually know that these were part of the. Okay, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
You tell me.
We've not mentioned that. Yeah, the Canaries are a series of volcanic islands owned by Spain. I believe since the 16th or 17th century. I'm not sure.
They were fighting for some of them with some of the Arabic countries as well, because you see a
Right.
lot of Arabic influences. For instance,
Okay.
in Gran Canaria, for instance, you see a lot of
know that.
Arabic influences. Also because the Canary Islands are closer to Africa than they are actually to Spain. So from Spain, it's a 3-hour flight. So
They're
and
so
from
far south.
Yes, there you go. So even from Morocco, it's a 2-hour flight. So they're way more Arabically influenced than Spanishly influenced, but obviously Gibraltar is more UK influenced than Spain and is closer to Spain. So that's kind of the way I think it works. Correct me if I'm wrong. Leave a comment in the comment section, like and subscribe. I have named 3 or 4, and I think Mr. James has a few more for us.
Well, there are 4 main large ones. You've named the first 3 very well. The last one is Fuerteventura, which is the least populated, but I think the most northerly of the 4 main ones.
It is
It is also volcanic, though I believe also the least active volcanically, if that makes sense. And probably the 5th one to name would be La Gomera, which is westerly of the big 4. And then from there you've got a bunch of tiny islands, whose names I don't know. But no, they are really frequented by holidaymakers. Number one for the sun all year round, particularly in winter. And also because the surf there is very, very good. So you've got really strong winds, makes it very good for surfing. That sport where you have the big sail next to a board, whatever that's called.
For kite surfing as well.
Kite surfing, yes.
That's it. And also because you're from the UK and I used to live in Dublin, Ireland for many, many years. And when you want to escape cold climate and still want to be in Europe, you can never go wrong with going to the Canaries, because even in December or January, it's always consistently between, I want to say, 23 to 29 degrees Celsius. So when it's really cold in the mainland of Europe, even in Spain, you can just go to the Canaries. You always have a nice set of waves, beautiful island vibes. You do have a lot of tourists as well, but to have like a good climate and a really nice Spanish getaway, the Canaries are your way to go.
Very good.
I've been to Lanzarote actually.
You couldn't name it.
No, I was inside the belly.
Explain yourself.
I was alive, but I was not out.
I see.
Was this before or after your mom went to prison in Zaragoza?
Good memories?
Oh,
Nice
the
placenta?
sounds amazing. Amazing bird sounds.
Consistent 37 degrees Celsius temperature. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
First
cooling
class
off in
service,
there.
all-inclusive resort, everything, delivered to you, food and drink.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Soundproof room.
Bit dark though.
Yeah.
Not just the sand.
Yeah. Only one entrance and exit.
Yeah, I was floating inside floating, when someone is swimming but you're inside swimming already. It's meta.
Yes.
It's twice swimming twice.
Yeah. James, take it away.
Let's just finish off 3 final mountain ranges. We're still doing the mountain section, guys. You've forgotten. We did take a break, guys. I don't know if you've noticed that in the edit, but 3 final ones to mention: the Cordillera Ibérica, which is in the northeasterly region, the Cordillera Bética, which is in Andalusia, and the Sierra Morena, which is in Andalusia as well. But now we're going to discuss rivers and the river basin and the meseta, because it's very critical to the evolution of Spanish culture, cuisine, and internal politics. So, Spain, for its size, doesn't have too many rivers that are particularly navigable and also provide a lot of land with water for crop growing, effectively. There are 2 main rivers to talk about. One is the Ebro. That starts, its source is somewhere between La Rioja region and the Basque region, I believe. So you're just the northeast of Spain, not far from Vitoria, I think. And it flows through your mother's favourite place, Zaragoza, which is in the floodplain of the Ebro. And then it joins the Mediterranean close to Tarragona, I think, not far from the border between the communities of Catalonia and Valencia. Ebro, a Roman word I told you, that's where we get the word Iberian from. So the Iberian Peninsula is the peninsula of the Ebro River. fun
nice.
fact for you there.
I don't know if we're gonna touch base on any of the Spanish religions, but when you talked about rivers, and rivers are obviously consistent of water, and then you said the Rioja region, which is obviously known for their fine wine. So if I'm thinking water and wine, I'm seeing a religious connection here. I'm thinking maybe someone in religion history kind of made that river into Rioja.
Could be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could
Are we
get
onto
baptized
something?
there.
Could do.
Are we on to something
want.
right here? Yeah.
We'll do an episode on the complicated history of religion in Spain at some point because we have to. It is a topic we
Yeah,
have to address.
religion
but,
I love.
I know you do, and we'll get there, my Mormon friend.
Yes.
The other river we've got to mention is the Guadalquivir, and this starts somewhere in the highlands, I think, of northern Andalusia, and it flows through Cordoba, a beautiful ancient city. Definitely
Been there.
good.
Done that.
That's the place you have to go to. Sevilla, have you been there?
I will this year.
And it joins the sea just north of Cadiz, I think, where it meets the Atlantic. Two main Spanish rivers, but again, like I said, not too much of the land as that good water basin, effectively. A lot of the land in Spain is part of what's called La Meseta. So it is probably the most important physical feature of Spain to discuss. It is effectively a large plateau in most of inland Spain, with a few exceptions, that is very high in altitude. It is also very undulating and very rocky. So you've got a combination here of high land, quite far from the sea, poor water access, and very rocky terrain. Therefore, Spain isn't that good for pasture. It's not a place with a lot of grass coverage. And if you just look at Google Earth maps, you'll see most of Europe is very green. Spain is not. It's orange and brown and yellow and beige and all these things.
But the most orange part of Spain is definitely going to be Valencia, for sure.
Brumsh. I'll take that one. But because of that, Spain has never been that good at raising cattle, and therefore beef and cow's milk and dairy products and cheeses made from cow's milk are not eaten that much in Spain.
But what about Manchego?
Yeah.
It's a goat's cheese.
Mm.
Goats being much better at living on rocky hillsides, that sort of thing. Spain does have a lot of pork because, again, wild boars and pigs here
Yep.
grow very, very well. And as you said, Manchego, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, listeners, is made from goat's milk. That's the reason why. But Spain is not a country that struggles to grow food. It's just very specific. So, guys, can you name, given what we've just discussed about Spain's limiting geography, not things that it catches, not things that it has to kill to feed itself, what can Spain grow very well in abundance? What
Olive.
Olives, bingo, that's what I wanted to hear. Straight off the
Bang,
bat.
that's one. Second one, tomatoes.
Tomatoes, yes, they do grow in abundance
I
in
do
Spain.
love them. Also, the shapes of the tomatoes and tomatoes here are so much more different than what we have
Oh, yeah.
in
Oh,
our
yeah.
regions because they are not like mass produced. They grow wildly. And that makes them way more tastier as well. But
Yes.
go on, what more do we have than
For sure.
olives and tomatoes?
I want to say ajo because garlic because it tastes so much more than in Norway.
Not one of Spain's, it does grow, but it's not one of the main staples here that I think.
No. Yeah, what else? I mean, seafood, obviously. Shellfish.
Again,
No.
Fish.
It's only
crops.
Oh,
Crops
crops.
are grown,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Okay.
I don't think mussels grow on
Lemon.
trees. Lemons, citrus fruits, correct.
Yes,
Citrus.
there's a lot of citrus
Orange.
fruits.
Naranja.
Grown particularly whereabouts?
The citrus fruits.
Yeah, particular part of Spain they're grown.
I want to say San Sebastian again because every time you
I want
ask
to
me a
say
question.
Andalusia.
Yes, there we go. But lower than this, a bit more coastal. You're talking Seville and Valencia, as you've already discussed.
Yeah.
Because the oranges are a family of the citrus
Correct,
fruits.
correct, yeah.
Great, yeah.
Lemons, limes, oranges.
They
really
actually-
native to the southern, more coastal areas of
A grapefruit.
Spain.
They have grapefruits as well there.
I think so.
I
I'm not a
presume,
fan.
I presume, right?
I like grapefruit.
Yeah, but I presume because if they grow lemons and
I think they're
limes-
known also for having a naranja ice cream in Valencia, which I did not experience last time.
Yeah, but
It's
they
supposed to
do
be
not
nice.
grow. They do not grow ice cream from the ground.
No, but they make it with their good fruit.
Okay. Lettuce.
Condensed.
Lettuce. Do
condensed
they make good
I
no,
believe
but
so as well.
I think it's too dry to make lettuce here, though. Because
I,
lettuce needs a lot of moist.
shall I go through the list?
No,
of my
I
research?
want to guess. I
Okay.
love food. Let me think about it for a second.
Well, you've got three staples that are carbohydrates that you've not.
What?
Oh, carbohydrate.
Well, I want to say cucumbers.
Cucumbers, they will do. Legumes, yeah, that's on my list. counts.
Pepinazos. I mean,
Legumes
what's the
and
name?
cucumber is not the same.
Aubergines.
Aubergines. Again, that's a legume, I believe.
Then I say squash as well.
I'm looking at the three carbohydrates. Those are the things we have to name because
Oh,
what's a classic Spanish dish?
paella.
Yes, and what's that made of?
Rice.
Rice. There we go. Number
They grow a
one.
lot of rice. I
do.
thought they all imported it from Asia.
Rice to grow. You need a good amount of water. You need a lot of labour, and effectively that's it. So you grow it. You don't need a lot of big flat surface like, for example,
The potatoes.
for example. Spain does have potatoes, but it's not. It's surprisingly not one of its biggest.
Which is pretty weird because they have a lot of tortillas de patatas.
They do.
They get them all from England
They do, I
Or
think.
Ireland.
Do they?
or Ireland, but not from Norway because everything dies in Norway.
No, we do have potatoes.
Yeah, because you get them from England.
Oh, we do have cabbage.
Carry on, James.
Three more to mention: barley and wheat, grow mostly in the centre. Again,
Ah,
they don't
yeah.
need that much rainfall to grow.
Yeah,
particularly
it's
well.
very dry to
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. So of course, it means lots of nice bread. And
Side question:
Go
if
on.
they do grow a lot of wheat and barley, why do they not have many more microbreweries to make more like these IPAs and stuff like the rest of the world does? Spain should be having a great market to make great beers.
I
Yeah.
agree, and I've wondered the same question. But it is not one of the leading countries in Europe when it comes to experimentation with its beers. I'd like to pose this as a future episode idea.
Mm-hmm.
We can interview maybe a brewer, small time,
Oh.
big time
Can
maybe.
we make our own beer?
We can, maybe this might be a difficult location, but we can give it a go.
I
but
guess
we
they
gotta-
are.
For
I-
Field
I-
trip. We're gonna go
Yeah,
to make
exactly.
our own beer with the
Beer
wheats and hops
tasting,
that we can make.
yeah.
Yeah.
And on the subject of alcohol, you've already touched it. One more thing Spain grows
Grape.
in abundance. Grapes, there we go. That's the list. Should we wrap it up? I've found one note. I said I didn't know when Gibraltar became a British territory. I found it in my notes, 1704.
All right.
So it's been British for 300 years consecutively now.
All right.
You're welcome.
Nice.
That's all I've got.
Wait.
Should I do one word for the day?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, please.
Little intro. Yeah.
Okay. So let's go to our regulars. A new regular feature now, Mistique. You're learning Spanish. You've had a drink.
Yes, I am.
Give us some beautiful examples of what you've been learning, please.
What have you been learning so far? Tell us a word that you've learned, and also how do you pronounce it? What do you think it means, and how are you going to use it in your regular day life?
Okay, so the word is hola.
I'm guessing that's a particular breed of sunflower seed that grows, generally speaking, in more temperate climates, often used to make a puree, which you can cook in very well. That's what I'm guessing you're referring to. There.
Okay.
I'm
What about
guessing
you?
that you're referring to a really popular beverage, but Norwegian people cannot pronounce the C, and you tried to say cola.
Okay, as you may know, this is a word that is not to greet people. It's actually the word of a wave.
Oh.
Ah,
Okay, but
got
that-
you there.
But now,
She tricked us.
But now
Got
can
you
we-
there.
level?
What
Huh?
about pronunciation?
Exactly. So the pronunciation, I don't know.
So,
Hola.
James?
Hola. How would you say it?
hola,
Una hola.
hola.
Oh, sí, es hola.
No, hola and hola.
Hola.
There should be a little H.
No, you don't say H.
Yeah, for the wave you say hola, hola. Instead of hola you say hola, and that's the wave against
Wait,
the
say
hi.
say hi first,
Hola,
and then wave.
hola. I know that's
To
a
me,
really,
it sounds the same, but okay,
I know,
maybe
but
because I'm.
I don't know if you agree because your Spanish is really good, but I think that's the minimal difference.
I think you'd maybe hold on to the vowel sounds longer when you're greeting. Hola. Compared to una hola.
Una hola.
Hola.
See, it's a
Yeah.
feminine word, and it means wave. It's O-L-A. It's a wave in the ocean, which I didn't know, and I just saw it. I don't know how I found it. I saw it. I heard it. I was like, "What? You have two names? That's hola." I never thought about this. So this was like an introduction of the segment
Very good.
to say hello, but it's actually not hello. It's wave.
I liked it. She pulled a blinder there.
Nice
Give
one.
me some
nice
skin. I
one.
enjoyed that. Thank you.
you.
Nice one.
And that was the end of that segment. Round of applause.
Woohoo!
Good job, Mistique.
All right, so this is what I want to talk about right now, right?
Titanic.
I'm Dutch. You're from Norway. You're from the UK. all three of us have some kind of relation with drinking alcohol, no matter what that might be. We talked about siestas before. Spain is not the only country, but there are several countries, and I'm talking about Spain specifically now, is where it's normal to have an alcoholic beverage for lunch. For instance, in France, they will have a glass of wine with their lunch. In Spain, they will have a caña or a little bottle of beer with their lunch, which is normal. For me, the first time I moved to Spain, this was, I have to be honest, it was exciting. Because I like to have a drink here and there. I don't like to exaggerate, but the mere thought of knowing that I can have a drink um, during lunch and my employer would not instantly fire me, because that would happen in my previous job in the Netherlands, maybe to yours as well, was, I wouldn't say exhilarating, because I mean, I'm a grown up now, but I mean, it was still exciting. Like, oh, the first time I can have a drink for lunch.
It was a bonus, a
with
benefit.
with my manager, and my manager would not be like judging me or whatever. My manager would be the first person ordering a drink. Nice. So, my question is here, like, what are your thoughts about this? And just to even emphasize it more, when I lived here for 1 year, and I went down from my flat, and downstairs from my flat there's a little bar on the corner of the street, and I saw construction workers, and I left my house at 8:30 in the morning, and I saw people drinking the coffee, and I saw some construction workers having an actual bottle of beer. 8:30 in the morning. And I've seen them after when I came home from work, and they weren't drinking anymore. It's just at 8:30 in the morning they had a drink, and at lunchtime they had a drink. For them it's just normal to have a drink. And for us, it's really different. I know when I have one drink, I'm not gonna stop drinking.
Same.
I'm not gonna fill in any of your blanks, but that's why my question is like, how do you feel about this? Did you have a drink for lunch every once in a while? Did you have a drink for breakfast? What are your thoughts here? Because I have my own experiences, but I really want to know what you guys think about this and how you go about this. And have you heard about this?
Yes, I was also so happy when I heard about this, for sure. The thing is, when I started my job, we had 1 hour that we had to take lunch. We had to do it for 1 hour. I think we didn't drink for all of them, but we went out sometimes together. We had, I don't know, maximum 2-3 drinks, I think. I had
That's
3
quite
drinks.
a lot, I mean, for lunch.
Yeah.
I'm talking one drink.
Yeah, but you can function with 3. But this was like maximum.
But
Sometimes
what are your
2,
thoughts? How
sometimes
did
1.
you feel when you did it for the first time? And
So illegal, so bad, so wonderful.
You enjoyed doing something that was transgressive in a way.
And also,
was-
how did
No,
you go
it
back
was-
to work? Because I remember going back to
Yeah,
work
yeah.
after the one drink that I have with my manager, and I went back. I was like, I want another drink. I want
Yeah,
another
yeah.
drink. I want another drink.
But it also faded away for me. It was like fun in the beginning, and I was like, because I sit on the computer all day, so I'm not really obliged to talk to someone. I just do my own thing. So for me, it's fine to do that.
But in general, like the whole cultural shock, was it shocking for you, or how did you
I
experience
knew
this?
already Danish people were doing it, and we always thought about, how fun it would be to live in Denmark. They do it. It's so close to home. But when I actually did it here, it was nice. Maybe the excitement was wearing off a bit after a while.
And now
then,
is it normal for you to do it at lunchtime?
No, because now we can have 30-minute break. I just eat and I'm finished and I go back.
But it's still in general, even if you would have an hour break, would you still have a beer? Would you have a beer
Yeah,
for
I-
breakfast?
Before work, no, it's too early. I think-
James?
Beer for breakfast? No.
Or lunchtime? Or what was your
lunchtime-
first? Because you live in
Yeah.
Andalusia, that's even more normal than
They
here.
go for a little glass of cognac or sherry sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think the obvious point to raise is it is profession dependent. I don't like the idea of policemen having a cognac
But they
in
did
their
actually.
break. I don't like the idea of it, is what I'm saying. I don't like the idea of people operating public transport and the same thing. I don't want to see the teacher of my young child sloshing away a Rioja.
Maybe it becomes more
in between
patient with your
breaks.
child.
Yeah, actually.
I don't set a good example myself, but I would like to think that another person in my child's life is setting a good example. So that's one thing. If you're working marketing like me, you're not exactly changing the world, good or bad. I don't see it as a particular big deal. Maybe that's the word. I've been for lunches a couple of times and had a beer, and I tend not to be the one to initiate. I wait to see if anyone else will do it, but no, I don't think you're particularly. Again, as you said, Sylv, like once the kind of novelty's gone and you kind of realise it's a way to maybe relax and have something to help you digest your food, which certain types of alcohol are called digestives. That's their purpose. You're not going out, having 10 rounds of tequila shots.
For the Spanish people, if we mirror it, for them it's like the normalest thing in the world. For them it's just to have a beer because they like to have the taste of the beer.
One beer is not a lot.
No,
honestly,
but
in itself, it's not a lot.
I know, but that's our reasoning and our thinking, and also because they have a siesta as well. If you take the siesta component into it,
it's gonna wake up hungover.
And if you then look like, okay, because I need to have a sleep, right? Because if you really want to have like a sleep, because you work 9 to 1, you have your lunch, then you want to have a sleep. That's also more normal than to have like the one beer or the cognac that actually helps you sleep a little quicker.
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
And then you get back to work easier because instead of having after your lunch having a coffee, and then being on your sofa awake until 4, like I need to open up shop in 1 hour again. I didn't even sleep because I had a coffee. I think it's more logical than to have a beer or to have a cognac or whatever. And I really. That's the whole thing about our differences in culture. That's what I like most about the Spanish culture. That's why I moved from the Netherlands, because everything is so strict. Like, okay, start at 9, you have your lunch at 12, and you only have two bread sandwiches. Yeah, you don't have a warm meal, and then you have the energy to work until 5. Then you commute back home until 7. Then you have dinner with your family. And then you go to sleep at 9, and then maybe you have like a beer or two in between. In Spain, it's a whole different mentality, which I like a lot. Not because I'm lazy and I like to drink, but it helps though. It's nice, yeah.
It was a good summary, Sil. Enjoyed that.
I don't think alcohol makes you sleep better. It does make you sleep
faster
and worse.
Spot on.
Yeah, but if you need to sleep fast because you only have 2 hours. Yeah.
The wrong people sometimes as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because if I don't drink alcohol, I don't sleep with the wrong people. I sleep with no people.
Aww. Good for you, Silvano.
No, it's bad for me.
No, take care of yourself.
Guys, on the subject, I know I owe Silvano a beer for getting the cities right.
For the next podcast episode.
Are you getting one yourself, James?
Not currently, no. I need to wait 3 more weeks still. But I'm saying, should we leave it here? At the end of the episode, do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the recordings that we did, yeah.
Look at my breasts are small and humble.
Okay, guys, thank you for listening.
Mountains.
Let's...
We'll be coming to you soon with a new episode of Hispanophiles Travel in Spain with only half a brain, with or without Shakira. I think Silvana says thanks.
Great. Thanks.
That's the deal.
And that's why she moved back to Miami.
And thank you very much for me, guys. Enjoy your day, weekend, evening, and we'll see you soon.